Hello, 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 hello. So this is an experiment that I've been having with an AI agent to create a game. It started out as a 2D tile-based game, and then it changed into creating a 3D game. And it tried to create a 3D rendering that was sort of reminiscent of how Wolfenstein renders its 3D objects on a 2D plane, which really wasn't really 3D. And then I told it to start using the Three.js engine, and then it was able to start generating everything in 3 dimensions. And there has been quite a bit of progression. I am not a 3D game developer. I have experimented quite a bit with 3D in making editors to read and save and edit sculpties with their vertices, which are like a second life format of organic objects before they went over to mesh, because they were constrained to just images. But anyway, this is a procedurally generated world, and if you know anything about generated worlds, the most thing that people are familiar with is Minecraft is a procedurally generated world. You can go on for infinite time, and the world will keep just generating based off of a seed, and that's what we have here. This is not Minecraft. It is not a Minecraft clone. You can't interact with the world just yet. This is more of 3D models that can appear on top of a 2D map. There is no idea of a third dimension of I'm not going to be able to dig the ground here and find another piece of ground to work with. This is more based on role-playing games, of the tile-based role-playing games. So you can enter a town and you arrive at a new map, which is also itself two-dimensionally generated. Um, so I've got different things going on. I have caves, dungeons, and towns, lighthouses. But the caves and the dungeons and towns you can actually go inside of and visit. What I do also have are trees. Let's go to the timekeeper and say it is going to be noon. So we have a tree here, but we have trees here that we can't see. And this is a problem with the level of detail. And if I go far away, where aren't they working? Maybe I need to look away, then look back. Oh, there's my trees. So they are at a very low level of detail. But if I go closer, they change the boxes. And the problem is the models that they provided as I got closer were too expensive, and the renderer did not like how expensive they were, and so the renderer falls back on a blank box. So that is a bit of a problem that I'm having, where it should have at least lowered the level of detail and let the lower value tree render instead of a box. It shouldn't have fallen back to a box as the escape hatch. Um, a lot of this is it's very gimmicky. It doesn't look good, but you gotta keep in mind it is only giving me exactly what I tell it to at the least path of resistance. um, there are no assets, there are no sounds that I have in the repository, there are no images that I have in the repository. It's all procedurally generated based on a world seed. So that's the quite interesting part of this. Um, the what is the other part I was going to go into? I have to shape everything, in that as it creates stuff, I will then go and add these checklists, which I will show you right now. And this is I have this audio checklist, and it checks off what it's done. So right now I have it pointing at these docs.to-do folder, and I'm saying, okay, take care of all this. Here are the priority markdown files I want you to take a look at. However, after it did a lot with the audio, I then evaluate the audio, and I had some issues, and then I made it to create a MIDI file that I could download, and I would copy all of the parameters that it posted. So I'll show you what those look like. So here's the music laboratory, and here's all the parameters. So I just copy all the parameters, and I paste that into ChatGPT along with the MIDI file, and I said, okay, these are all the parameters, and this is what it generated. Give me a list of how to fix this, because this is what I hear, and this is what it sounds like, and this and that, and it does not sound like a song. It just sounds like randomness. It makes no sense. There is no melody there. The instruments are not lined up with each other. It is a mess. So although it gives me all this idea here of what it wants to do, the output is horrible. um, so I in response to that, I created another checklist, this audio priority, and ChatGPT actually lay this all out. It's keeping it very simple, very direct, no more than 80 characters per line. And right now, I steered the agent to look at audio priority markdown file itself. So it's really focusing on audio. Look at it's saying it's continuing down audio from passing baseline. So it should have been going after audio priority. So I'll have to reset it to start going after that, unless, let me see what's doing and get cracking. So let's flatten out our path again. So that's audio markdown, audio markdown. I don't see, there's architecture markdown. Oh, that's documenting what's going on. That's not a to-do list. So I'm telling it to document some of the stuff that's going on for developers and such as well. There's audio priority. So last thing it took care of with audio priority was trace procedural music pitched by center's role. So this is a lot of what I'm doing is I'm telling it to actually check in all these branches for me as well, and then I could go in here and or no, let's just go to soundscape, and I can go file blame. I can look at a file and I can see what commits introduce certain things and what it was associated with. So this was about mountains and caves. Here's a biome audience. So we have caves with drips and echoes. All kinds of cool things going on. Although this file was only edited once, so it was so you can see like every 2 to 6 minutes, it is creating another commit to this repository, and it's giving commit messages to what's going on. So that kind of helps me figure out what's going on. So yeah, fun stuff.